What's up, guys? Welcome back. So yeah, the Orcust new TCG format. Not too many changes, right, with the most recent TCG ban list outside maybe Summon Sorceress, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Dropping Summon Sorceress, well, it's not really a huge hit for the deck. It's of course one of those combo pieces, but as we are seeing in the OCG in the most recent metagame breakdown, is that currently, speaking, you know, April/May, is that Orcust is currently the most represented deck in the top cut. Maybe the best deck over other decks like Salamangreat, right? So yeah, Orcust, same without Summon Sorceress as in the OCG. In the TCG, it doesn't really do much about the deck. It has so many, or at least the deck packs so much shenanigans. It's ridiculous, right? The dangers are quite of an expensive engine, right? They cost real money. Other options, as we are seeing in the OCG, where they don't have dangers, there's a Trickstar engine. I like that as well, but it speaks for itself that the dangers are, of course, much better for the TCG. Other things, 44 cards in the main deck, of course, running a little bit over 40. The Kaijus in the main deck, you need the Kaijus. I'm very close of slapping in the third Radium. As for that, maybe a little more hand traps. I'm looking at Phantasme, of course, Ghost Ogre. I'm looking at the No Material, indeed. All definitely options, right? But it speaks for itself that the Rusty Bardish, the Pika engine, mainly Rusty Bardish, just it's one of those cards that in the near future it might end up on the lists. Well, it's just like, it's so easy to make. With like 3 darks, it's well, never right. We all know how the deck works. So matchups, again, playtesting against Endymions, against Salamangreats, against Thunders. The biggest advantage of Orcust, it can both go first, go second, and that's what I like about this deck. It doesn't really matter if you're going first, going second. Going first, you can establish multiple negations, multiple negates during your opponent's turn. You can play during your opponent's turn with the field spell, and let's say if you go second, the deck packs so many resources, so many possible plays with and without the nightmares. I mean, the deck packs everything, and I won't be surprised that Orcust will be like the best deck of the upcoming format, but of course really close by other decks. I'm looking at Salamangreat, for example. Lost World Dinosaurs, that's cute, you know, Naturia Beast, but well, what is Naturia Beast going to do against Orcust? The deck doesn't really rely on spells, on spell cards. There are a couple of spells, of course. Monster Reborn, Extenders, Call by the Grave, but again, Monster Effect is where it's at, and the delicious one of Phantom Sky Blaster. Again, as you know, put at 1 here in the most recent TCG ban list, but the card is still ridiculous, even though it's a one-off, or, you know, it's only limited, or it can only be splashed in your main deck as a one-off copy. The card is still super sacky, and with dangers, it's still a ridiculous card. But yeah, anyway, if, you know, Naturia Beast is not going to do anything. This is, again, very easy GG for Orcust, right? Most of my games went like this, going first, going second. I mean, Rusty Bardish on its own screams out advantage, and that's so ridiculous about it, is that first of all, it's very easy to make, and second is that it searches to negations. It searches double Fogblade, or has the possibility to search out double Fogblade, and that makes it ridiculous, right? And at the same time, opening up 2 extra monster zones, plus the potential pop with Dingirisu. Crazy stuff. Anyway, so against Salamangreat, going first this time. Well, going first, going second. Well, going second, it might be a little bit more difficult because of their, you know, roar counter traps. Well, hand traps, I guess, going first, going second. But going second, the Kaijus can be very important of getting rid of their Link monster to shut down their roar, for example. So yeah, I'm very close of adding in a third Kaiju, the third Radium, maybe even other Kaijus. They are so important, right? I'm looking at Sky Strikers as well, but not really sure. 1 Kagari, okay, the deck is still alive, of course. The deck still packs a lot of shenanigans, but even though 1 Kagari, I mean, I just want to say that, well, the potential of adding in more Kaijus can be important. I like the new Space Connector. It's just 1 card linked to play for either Phoenix or Cerberus, and as you know, both cards can turn themselves into Nightmare Mermaid, but it just forces out your opponent's hand trap. I'm looking at Ash Blossom, for example, so I like Connector. Okay, there's a small chance of you breaking with the Dolphin, but even then. Going second against Endymions, well, Endymions is such a strange. The deck can like pump out multiple negations first turn out of nowhere, I guess. The Ash Blossom quite important, of course, preventing the level 3. Not sure about the name, but preventing level 3 from special summoning something from the deck. Again, prevent my opponent from getting off multiple negations. Although he is going to end with, as you know, because of the Foolish Burial for Destrudo with the Boral. What is it called? The Boral Synchro Savage Dragon, and I believe the level 8 Endymion as well for the potential spell negates, and yeah, Jackal also, but I don't think he has too many counters on the field. His field spell, no. Oh, of course, yeah, you could somewhat rely on your opponent as well, you know, then activating any spell card, but I'm looking at Orcust again. Which spell are they going to activate, right? There are a couple of options, but still, you don't really need to. And of course, don't make their counters engine live. So the Kaiju again coming in clutch, getting rid of the Savage Dragon. Kaiju is so important. Again, it just reminds me of adding in more Kaijus to the potential main deck here. Going for Rusty Bardish, I don't think I can go for game. He does. I think, yeah, indeed, he already used up the negation, the one-off negation, with Jackal getting rid of the 2 counters on the Endymion. So no negations, making sure that I'm not using any spells here. So keep my field spell face down. Getting rid of both, well, counter monsters, I guess. Monsters that you can put counters on. And then during my opponent's turn, again, those beneficial effects of the Orcust definitely makes this, I feel, the best deck of the upcoming format, right? When, you know, Dark Neostorm, the new cards from Orcust are released. So again, Dingrisu, you know, Rusty Bardish, some popping, and yeah, the deck is just... The deck is just ridiculous. Well, Ash Blossom indeed would have been fine, even without the Call by the Grave here. Ash Blossom would have, well, again, would have been forced out here with the Neo Space Connector, but again, having the danger is just, and especially of this Danger Snake, equals into a second monster on the field, and that equals, yeah, you know, Mermaid, etc. And that just sets up your Orcust engine, and again, very strong, the opponent down 2 cards. The Miscellaneous Source again was very important to get rid of that from my opponent's hand, as you see, with access to Oviraptor and of course multiple Fog Blade sets. But yeah, anyway, that's why Dolphin is in the main deck, right? Getting free information about my opponent's hand and potentially discarding something, maybe a hand trap or whatever. Kanbara, Chanbara, okay, that's fine. Definitely going to negate the pill, indeed, the double evolution pill, I believe the name is right. So again, yeah, again, game over. GG, well played. You can play during your opponent's turn. We know how that goes. I'm looking at something like Monarchs, also one of the decks that was able to play during your opponent's turn. Stormfort Aether, getting rid of like at least 1 monster from your opponent, and at the same time set up your graveyard. Multiple searches, getting an extra beatstick on the field, which returns to again Monarchs, right? But again, if a deck is able to play during your opponent's turn, can extend combos, can set up your field, interrupt, it's... Orcust, I feel, is definitely going to be the best deck going into the new format. Might be wrong, of course, not making any huge statements, but it feels that way. But yeah, these are only a couple of replays, right? So again, going second, yeah, the Kaiju, right? The Kaiju's again coming in clutch, that one of Phantom Sky Blaster. You know how it goes, right? If you're playing the card at 2 or 3, you're never seeing it, but as soon as Konami is limiting it and put at 1 in your main deck, you're always going to open with it. But yeah, even though, okay, Sky Blaster, some extra tokens, and yeah, again, Boiler Load for this reason is in the extra deck. Definitely your staple to go to Link monster against Thunders, getting the Orchestrating Risu on the field, attaching something at level 3, right? The field spell lets me play during my opponent's turn, having a possible interruption, and making sure that the Thunder Dragon Colossus stays on my side of the field, prevent my opponent from getting the searches. But again, how is he going to get rid of it? A small mistake on my part. Should probably just should have used Boreaload's effect on Titan, right? Again, doesn't really matter too much, using the Ngrisu again to send it to the graveyard, and then now eventually you can just go for game. Also ridiculous is that the Infinity Barrier from Orcust can again extend your combos, search another combo piece, and basically resets your engine during your own turn as well. So Orcust still stays a very strong deck even without Summon Sorceress, even with only one Phantom Sky Blaster. Not a big deal. Of course, like always, feel free to leave feedback about the build. I definitely ordered in a couple of more hand traps, no material, Phantasme, those cards. Ghost Ogre maybe, but again, feel free to leave feedback. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.